saw, but I know you can't claim what I claim. You can't claim what I claim. I'm talking to enemies now. You can't claim it. You can tell me I'm a liar, but you can't claim with boldness on pain of death that you've had these experiences like I have. What I'm saying is he put me on his lap. I saw it. And when he talked to me about the brain resurrection, that's what happens. That's why you got to have the God experience. And listen to me, indeed you will have. Now, the God experience is different from having visitations from Jehovah. And that's what Jesus taught me in heaven, the God realm. When God was inside of me, he showed me not just the Father, him, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit. And I'm going to tell you about the crusades. You want to know why the miracles happen in the crusades and these extraordinary things? Because when I was in heaven, Christ showed me in heaven. He says, he let a screen come down. He said, I'm going to show you what happens in the crusade. And he says, you will no longer just walk in your gift and power. You will walk in the God realm. You will walk in me inside of you. And then he showed me. And as I was up there preaching and pacing, I had the mic in my hand. And then all of a sudden, I walked off the stage. And Christ was the one pacing back and forth talking. You see that? I saw Jesus in this dream in heaven. And he was showing me how it works in the crusade. He says, when you get up to preach and pace, you notice how you don't want to pace back and forth, but when you get up there, you want to. That ain't you. That's me walking in you. That's me putting a desire to walk in you. And when I walked off the stage, he was on the stage still preaching. And I looked back at him. He says, I want to show you how I'm in your body. I'm inside of you. I'm indwelling you. Then when I saw that, I walked right back into him and just kept preaching. It was me again. Then all of a sudden, when he was ready for me to start preaching and the miracles that happened in the dream or in heaven, I saw this. And Jesus stood beside me. He says, watch this. This is a mystery. And he walked outside of my body again. And he started going down there, walking in the aisle himself, praying and touching people. And they were getting healed out of wheelchairs. He says, this is how the miracles happen in your meeting. The moment I come in that service, I will also indwell your body. I will walk in and out of you. If some of y'all who's saying, oh, this sounds weird, go to the Bible. Read your freaking Bible. The Bible says God made a promise. He says, I will dwell in them and I will walk in them, and they shall be my God, and they shall be my people, and I shall be their God. I shall be their God, and they shall be my people. That's right. And it's the power of the ages to come, the powers of the world to come. These worlds have not even been built yet. These worlds don't even exist. But God will let you taste those powers. He won't even give you the full meat.
All right, that's enough of you. Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our Friday night roast. Tonight we are roasting the Apostle, Mr. David Tayler. So welcome. Hi, Jenn.
Hi, Dr. B.
I don't know.
Hi, everybody.
I don't know why I'm yelling.
You're just excited.
Yeah, I am excited. So that was a little intro into who we are going to be roasting tonight. That's one version of the Apostle, and his name is David E. Tayler. And we're going to be watching a deposition tonight. And that deposition took place in 2015. And it was in a civil case. It was a divorce case, I believe. So the husband of one of the people who volunteered for the Apostle basically deposed the Apostle because his wife or ex-wife spent all their money, just threw everything that they own at this pastor. So they're trying to figure out where those donations go and went and what exactly this ministry is all about. So it's one of the best depositions out there if you want to get a laugh, because this is really just ridiculous. So I thought he would be a fun one to do. Had you ever heard of him before, Jen?
No, no, I don't search the YouTubes quite the way that you do. I mean, I search and I found some shenanigans, but you might get the sash of shenanigans on this one, and Kai.
Oh, there's plenty of more where those came from. So Kai and the Apostle are just the tip of the iceberg. We definitely will have to also look at Miss Stephanie Lazarus, because that interrogation is hilarious. You could do a whole roast just on her facial expressions alone. So you're making a lot of noise.
I can't
Are
help
you
it. I
in
had
the
to let the
are
dog
you in
out.
the eye are you in the eye of the storm?
Well, a little bit. I had to let the dog out, and as you know, it's decided to be another blustery day in the Floridas. So I came in. So now it'll be quiet. Now I'm ready to behave and be
It always
professional.
sounds like you have bells attached to you every time you move.
I'm magic.
Yeah.
Everywhere I
How's
go, I
everyone
take a
doing?
song with me.
Yeah, how's everyone doing? We have, I don't know what we have actually. Are we?
Let me
Yeah.
look.
We got about 30 people in chat. So how's everyone
Oh,
doing?
wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun night, but I realize that there's also a lot going on Watts Island tonight. There's some major tea in store, so I'm sure we'll have all weekend to unpack all of that.
Yeah.
But until then, I say we just get started with
Agreed.
our homie.
The apostle.
Yeah,
Who sits on Jesus's lap.
Yep, he sits on Jesus. So yeah, the clip from the beginning, that was him at his house. So keep that in mind when he gets asked a couple of tough questions.
All right.
Okay, I'm dying.
Let me know if the sound's good and all that.
It's different from me. I hear the sound really well, but the people in chat, you guys, listen and let us know if we need to adjust things.
It is 2:29 p.m.
Mr. Taylor, you're still under oath.
Yes.
You understand?
Would you hold 10 seconds so I can sign this?
I love this lady lawyer, by the way.
I can wait.
Go ahead, I don't care.
And this is day 2, by the way. So he was already deposed, and they let him go for the day, and they had to schedule the second day of deposition because he didn't have half the shit that they asked for. So this is him now. He's turned in all his paperwork.
Ready?
And now he's ready to answer questions.
Everybody ready?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Taylor, who is Ashley Ware?
She's a volunteer staff that works in the ministry on the staff.
She's a volunteer. She work full-time or part-time?
Yeah, she works full-time.
And who is Christian Ware?
That's their child, their
And
baby.
How old is that child?
I'm not sure. Don't know.
Infant or teenager, in between?
No, I know it's definitely not a teenager. Young, very young.
He's like 46.
And who is Clifton Ware?
Their child.
That's her husband.
Are you related to them?
No,
He's a
No.
pipe tapper.
No biological relation.
no.
Did they live with you in 2013?
No, not in 13, no.
When did they live with you at any time?
Yes, they did when they first came, and that was more in 2008, 9, somewhere around there.
What do you mean when they
When they first came.
first came from where?
From Cleveland, Ohio. I kind of helped them out.
You
And their
kind of helped
children.
him out.
Children or one?
Well, they had more than one, so
And so they lived with you?
yeah.
in your apartment,
Yes.
the 2-bedroom apartment? Mm-hmm. Along, you have to answer yes.
Yes. Mhm.
Along with your 2 children?
Well, my 2 children went there every day, so
So,
according to court order. So I have my children half the week.
so where would these folks stay every day?
Well, I also had other friends in the city that I allowed them to go stay with, and they
You
opened their
allowed
home.
them to
Well, they
stay?
opened their home to them.
What do you mean you allowed them to go?
Tell
Just
it.
misworded it.
Okay.
She's good.
And your 2012
She's really good.
tax
Yeah.
return, oh, who's Brooklyn Mitchell?
Brooklyn, I don't know.
You don't know who Brooklyn Mitchell is?
No,
You have no idea?
no,
No clue.
Never heard of that person?
no. Brooklyn Mitchell. Nope.
Listen,
On your 2012 tax return, you claim Brooklyn Mitchell as a dependent, an exemption.
boom.
No, I don't think that's true or accurate.
Well, this is what you gave us today.
Yeah. Or if it's, I don't
Hold
know
on,
if it's,
hold on. He just got busted.
So now you're lying to the IRS
He just
about
got
somebody
busted.
you don't even know. I can't.
Hey, she said, on your 2012 tax returns, you listed Brooklyn as a dependent.
And he saw, who? No, I don't know her. He Mariah carried her before there was a Mariah Carey. I don't know her.
Oh, gosh. That's just the tip of the iceberg.
there must be someone,
Oh, God. It's going to come to him.
I don't know who that is. Michelle probably can answer that. I'm not
Ask
sure
Michelle.
about this because I don't do my own taxes. So, but I did carry them because I supported them that year. So, I mean, I know I supported Clifton and his wife and their children. I helped them.
You have no idea who Brooklyn Mitchell is.
No, I don't know that name, and I don't know why that's there. So it could be something that I'm not aware of.
You wouldn't be aware that they were one of your exemptions and dependencies?
Well, I don't know. I didn't handle that, so I would rather
But you-
you ask her about that. Michelle.
But you signed
Ask
it.
her about your personal tax return.
Yes,
And
'cause I don't fill them out.
you said that Christian, Ashley, and Clifton did not live with you in 2012.
No, not in 12. I don't think.
Busted.
I'm not sure. I can't. Maybe my days are mixed up, so I'm not accurate.
More than
You
your
said it was
days.
back in 08 and 09, not 12.
I know.
You don't
I know.
know days. You don't know people. You're not off to a great start, Apostle. I'm sorry. This is
No.
not going well for you, sir.
You don't know who you claimed on your taxes? Come on now.
That you signed.
That's IRS 101. You're supposed to know. Yes, of course I know Brooklyn.
Yeah, of course. I supported her. That's who that girl is. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
She was a dependent of mine. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Before her neck broke like a pencil stick.
9. I can remember those times. Yeah,
But you, under oath, claimed all these people as your exemptions.
of course.
Brooklyn,
Of course.
Of
Well,
course.
no, I mean, whatever.
That's one of his strategies. When he knows that he's just like, dude, you're done. You're burnt to the crisp. He resorts to that. He's like, of course. Like, yeah, that's normal. What do
Yeah,
you
I write down people's names on my tax returns that I have never met, and I have all their identifying information all the time. What's wrong with you, lady?
get with the program? Oh,
It's just the IRS. They don't care about stuff like that. Psh,
no.
no, this is no biggie. Come
What
on.
happened in this was under oath and it was the truth. So, like I say, you need to go ask Michelle about
no,
this.
I mean, it's your life.
Ask Michelle.
Your,
It may be my-
Hold on. This Ask Michelle thing, we need to have a thing for every time he says Ask Michelle. So I'm gonna do this. Every time we hear Ask Michelle, that's gonna be the
my life, but I have somebody taking care of this
You'll-
part.
Okay,
That's one.
so these folks, none of those 4 folks lived with you in 2012
It's not true.
and in 2013.
I don't remember I don't know what I'm looking at, so I can't
What's your-
answer
okay,
this.
let's-
I can't
let's-
answer.
You're
It's
looking
the
at your tax
1040
return.
U.S. individual income tax return 2012,
I know
is
what
it not?
that. Yes, I know what that
Okay, and
is.
this was given to me by your attorney today.
Okay.
And on it, it has these four dependency exemptions, does it not?
Yes.
Brooklyn, Christian, Ashley, and Clifton?
Yes.
Okay, and you're telling me you have no idea who Brooklyn Mitchell is?
No, it may be a name in there. I don't know if I know their nickname or whatever, but I'm just telling you I don't know, so I'm not going to answer anymore.
All right, so who is it that you support? What is it you do to support these people then?
Well, I mean, they didn't have a job and they didn't have nowhere to stay, so I provided food and clothing, shelter for them.
They didn't come with
I don't know whose
clothes?
phone that is.
That's mine.
So you provided to these four people food, clothing, and shelter? You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
On your
Of
salary?
course.
Yes.
And your salary is listed as $28,897.
Yes.
And on that salary, you're saying you supported these four people.
Yes, let that sink in. And that
Let's do the
house,
math here.
and
In
the
a
house,
two-bedroom
that,
apartment.
yeah, that house that we saw in the previous clip was that 2-bedroom apartment. Oh, with his $28,000.
Yes.
These four
Of
people?
course.
Yes.
Including Brooklyn, who you don't know.
Yes.
Okay, first of all, Apostle, turn off your goddamn ringtone.
Right, put it on mute.
I don't, like I said, I can't answer certain things at this time because someone takes care of my 1040. But, you know, I have money saved up, you know, so I can spend that money on helping other people if I want. So,
Just
How is the
digging.
money saved up after you're earning $28,000? Where do you get money
Well-
to save up?
I claim the asses at the end
I
of the
save
year. Aren't
money
you
from
keeping
my
up?
paycheck.
That's for dependents. On a
Yes.
$28,000 salary, like that's maximum benefits. Like
Yes.
Apostle.
Yes, and I don't know what the earned income credit is for the year 2015, but
Oh, this is 2012. This
yeah,
is
but
way
this.
back in the
Oh
day.
yes, you're right, 2012. So I mean, he had to be getting about 6 to 8 grand back.
For
Just-
4 people he doesn't
Yeah,
know.
for well, he only doesn't know the one person,
Oh,
just the
well.
one. It's Brittany
Send us-
that's in question.
Send us Brooklyn. Send Brooklyn our way. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So
We'll
Is
ask
that because
Michelle.
the ministry covers most of your overhead?
yeah,
your allowances?
That's the blessing of nonprofit ministry.
Well, he's one of those mega
what?
church
They
pastors,
allow for
I see.
different
and he met Jesus
allowances
in person.
even though my salary may be low, I
And he
still
will
can have a
talk
little
about it.
bit extra to help a family like that. So
But your allowances, like your car allowance and your housing allowance, those are taxable to you, aren't they?
If you know, he's not an
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know all those things.
Do you report those on your taxes?
I don't know if I'm supposed. I don't know.
You have
about
no
it.
idea. But you
I
sign.
have other people handle this for me.
But you sign your tax returns, don't you?
I have to, don't I? I think, yeah.
Okay. And so you sign them and you're not sure of what they mean?
Not so much that I have professional people who know what they're doing, so
Who would the
Actually-
professional people be?
I don't know. You can ask
Michelle.
Michelle.
Actually, I changed my mind. This is Michelle. Ask Michelle. That's Michelle. She's the executive.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something tells me Michelle is down at the local H&R Block.
yeah.
And so you sign them and you're not sure of what they mean?
Not so much that I have professional people who know what they're doing, so
Who would the professional people be?
I don't know. You can ask Michelle.
She knows who prepares your taxes?
Yes.
Do you keep receipts for all the
Receipts?
expenditures that you say you have for these folks? These four?
I'm not sure. Not positive.
When you give them support, do you give them cash?
I have helped them with cash before, but nothing large, you know.
Do you pay their rent?
Pay their rent. I mean, they were living with me, so I was
Not in
paying.
2012, you said, or 13. You said
Okay,
08,
no,
09.
I don't pay their rent.
So
no.
you don't pay their rent.
Why is he
Do
eating
you
his lip? Did he not get lunch?
Give them a check for some funds?
That, you know what? That's a great observation because he chews on those motherfuckers like they're Kentucky Fried Chicken or something.
Mm,
Like it looks appetizing. I get the
like it's a
munchies
buffet.
every time I see him. And he's got these like Dracula nails too, you know?
Yeah, I see.
No,
No check. No check. Cash, but not large amounts. You don't pay their rent. Do you buy them food?
yes.
When do you buy food? How does that work? Do you give them money or do you go out and go do the grocery shopping?
No, I just give them money.
Cash?
My card, a bank
Credit
card,
card?
banking debit card, or But when are you saying do I do this? Because I don't do this now. So.
Well, this is 2012
Okay,
and
you're talking about, so you asking
2013.
during those years. Yeah,
Right,
so
where
that's
you
probably,
claimed them.
Yeah, well, that's probably the way I did it when I did do it.
It's probably the way you did it.
Maybe. I had cash, I
Maybe.
had debit card. Or
You would
whatever
hand them your debit card
Of
Yeah.
course.
to go
Yeah,
spend?
Yeah.
sure.
Who are you shitting?
Where's Whitney? We need Whitney Houston when she said, I want to see the receipts. That's the
Okay.
soundbite.
And how
we
much do
need.
you think they used on your debit card?
I don't know. I didn't keep that.
Was it your personal debit card or JMMI's?
Most likely it was my personal card.
Most likely, but maybe
Yes.
not.
No, I think it was my personal.
No.
Not JMMI's. Just you have to answer
The only
yes or no.
time they use JMMI card is on ministry business. And they were handling a lot of ministry business, so
In other
that's
words,
separate.
So were they being given money from the ministry's debit card if they were doing ministry business?
Yeah, of course, any time any volunteer does anything on the ministry business, they are able to, like if they're going out of town or whatever, they're able to buy food because the ministry takes care of all those expenses. It's normal.
So
Is
the
it?
ministry does, but not you personally.
Like I say, on ministry business, that's when
Okay.
the card is used. When it's something personal, I've helped them with my own money.
So are you saying
I
that
need the
you
details
provided
on the
more than
show.
50% of the support for these 4 people?
we have an ex Michelle too.
Yeah, of course. I mean, they didn't have nowhere to stay,
Of
nothing.
course.
But you didn't pay their rent. Do you know where they were living?
Pay the rent. What are you
I
saying?
asked you if you paid their rent and you said no.
No, I mean, they live with me, right? Are you talking about the times that they live with me?
I'm only talking about 12 and 13. So
Oh, okay. No, of course not.
of course not what?
I didn't pay their rent
Okay. so-
from my
But
acknowledgement.
to claim them, you have to provide a certain level of support. So are you saying that you spent, or I'm sorry, that you supported them in more than 50% of their expenses?
It has to be if it's on that thing.
But you can't tell me how or
Yeah,
anything
because I
about
don't
it.
handle all those things anymore. I'm totally out of that. So I would rather you ask someone who knows. I'd rather just say to you, I don't know. So there's no proprietorship of me.
There's a text prepared.
That's not an
Okay,
actual.
but
That's the
what I'm
wrong
trying
word.
to figure out, and I,
There's no proprietorship. That's not the right word, Apostle. You mean there's no impropriety. Carry on. Lord.
It gets better.
I don't want to depose them. I want to just get a handle on this. You're saying that this is not JMMI expenditures. These are personal expenditures that you personally, let me
No.
finish, that you personally paid more than 50% of their support, so you claim them as exemptions, but you can't tell me how.
Actually, I would like to say I don't know. Ask Michelle.
She
That's
would
all
know
I'm
what
gonna
you
say.
spent daily on
From
this?
now
They would
on,
know
when
'cause they
there's an
handle all
uncomfortable question for me, that's how I'm going to answer everybody from now until I decide somebody else needs a
Ex-
roasting. I'm just going to say, I'd like to say I don't know. You're going to have to ask Michelle. I can't tell you who
No,
Michelle
ask
is.
Michelle, please.
You got to ask Michelle. I'm not going to help you ask Michelle. I'm not going to forward you any of her information. I don't know Michelle, but y'all ask her.
Ask her. You
Go
gotta
ask
smash,
Michelle.
smash, Michelle.
Go ask Michelle.
Personal and ministry stuff.
Who's they when you say they?
Well, I mean, Michelle handles all personal and ministry. So,
Michelle's a busy woman.
How much have you personally donated to JMMI in the last 5 years?
If you know.
Approximate, that's okay.
I don't really know.
Really know.
Yeah, I can't say from all the sacrifices.
From all the sacrifice.
From all the sacrifices. Listen, I can tell you down to the penny how much time, money, and blood, sweat, and tears I have donated to these children of mine, and they're not even a ministry, okay? I'm ready to bring that up at a moment's notice, especially when I need to guilt them. What is wrong with you?
Oh Lord, let's listen.
Can't say.
What does that mean from all the sacrifices?
I mean, the sacrifices of, giving up things.
No, I'm talking about financially, not.
Oh,
Money.
so no, I can't tell you. I
But
don't
you
know.
do tell people how much you've given, don't you?
I have told them the sacrifices I've made.
You've put a dollar amount on that, haven't you?
Oh, sometimes I've given.
Oh,
up-
sometimes.
course.
Yes, I've told them
Of
that over the
course.
years I have given a large
Yes,
sum of money to
yes.
this ministry.
Okay, so what sum of money do you say when you do that?
Well, you said not in dollar amount. I'm talking about in sacrifices.
No, you put a dollar amount on it.
I
when
know
you
because
talk.
it is a dollar amount.
Okay, then tell me
But
what
for
dollar
certain-
amount you use when you tell people.
Oh, millions. I've given up millions for this.
Given
In
up
sacrifice.
or only in sacrifice?
In sacrifice, yes.
Millions.
Yes.
How do you
This is
arrive at
medical-
that figure?
This is
Well,
metaphorical
from
millions.
the opportunities I've had to do other things and that kind of thing.
That would have paid you over $1 million, that would have paid you millions?
Way more than
Really?
that, yes, of course.
What kinds of
Of
things would
course.
those be?
Well, for number one, I'm a chef. I completed my,
He's a
in
chef.
college, a degree. And so I could, number one, have my own business, like my brother who's a chef does. And that alone could
Is he a
bring in.
millionaire?
No. But
Chefs usually aren't.
that's if they don't write books and do multiple chains. There's a way you can do it where I know a lot of my friends who have did very
But
well.
you've said you've used the word donate. You haven't used the word sacrifice. When you're talking
Well,
on
that's
your
what I
hold on,
mean,
let me finish.
okay.
When you're talking on your radio or your conference call or up on stage, you say I have donated
Lip
millions to
biting
JMMI,
intensifies.
That's right.
but you're not talking dollar amount.
No, and the people know what I'm talking about.
Oh,
'cause
you
I've-
think they understand?
Oh, because I've explained, of course.
You can't
You
even
can't just
explain
listen
it
to
to
one-
the lawyer. So how are you explaining it to your people? I'm
show that I-
confused.
Do and expect to understand what I'm saying if you don't follow the
I've listened to
ministry.
more than one show.
Oh, you got to listen to more than 3, 4, 20, or 100 to hear everything. Yeah.
Tell him. I listen every week. It makes no sense.
The JMMI contribution report for 2013
He's like, oh shit.
I
shows
don't
that
wanna
you
be
donated
here.
$42,000 to JMMI in 2013. Is that true?
If that's what the report says.
How can you donate more than you actually have made in the last several years after a bankruptcy?
Because in this kind of ministry, people will walk up to me and want to give me personal gifts of this amount of money, and I give it over to the ministry
Lies.
instead of receiving it.
Look at the
And I
lip
have them write it
compression.
out to the ministry instead of me.
You do receive it. What you mean is you don't keep it, which is also a lie because you do keep
So
it.
you're saying
that
that-
manicure tells me you keep it.
Isn't
Nobody
that a
keeps
double
nails
dip?
like that on 28 grand a year. Okay?
If you're saying that people go up and give you money and you say, write it to the ministry, and then you get credit for that donation, as does the person who made it?
Well, that's my personal way of showing also contribution of people who want
Oh.
to give me money personally.
Oh, so he basically launders the money, and that's
Right. So they
Got
give it to him. He gives them no receipt, but a thank you, and probably lays hands and blesses them and whatnot, and then takes that money and gives it over to the church and gets the tax deduction.
and then
Whew, you are
receives the money from the church too.
Amen. Amen.
For my life.
Well, all
and
right,
I
Apostle,
just
let's
tell them to
see.
give it to the ministry.
Do you report that as gift income to you?
He's
No,
choking
because
on
I
his
tell
own
them to write it
words.
out to the ministry.
He's
How
choking
do you
on
come up with
lies.
42,000 that you donated when it didn't come from you? It came from a third party.
Well, we use those records to show what I am, beside my tithes and offerings that I give out of my paycheck. We just show kind of what is being given to me on a yearly basis or presented to me, actually.
Presented.
Presented.
Sometimes it's higher
Is
or
it on a
lower, but
platter?
People come up and give you cash?
no,
Never cash.
no.
Do they write a check out to you, David Tayler?
They have, but I don't receive it. I tell them to scratch it out and write it in the ministry's name.
That's a lie.
That's
But
a
then
whole
you
lot.
get credit for the $42,000.
Just shows that I channel that money there instead of to myself.
Laundered.
Channeled, funneled, laundered,
So you're saying you don't
embezzled.
accept cash?
No.
That's the
If
word.
somebody
really.
were to give cash, who would it go to?
GMMI.
No, personally, I mean,
GMMI.
but whom?
Offering bucket, offering plate. I don't.
Well, if somebody's going to give you $5,000 in cash, who would that be handed to?
The people who take up the money and count the money.
Michelle.
And that could be anybody.
What
on
if
the
it
staff.
wasn't, you think, I'm not talking about somebody putting it in a donation bucket. I'm talking about somebody's got $5,000 cash and they want to give it to JMMI. Who would be the person that would be designated to receive that kind of donation?
Well, our financial committee, Michelle is over that. So
Told
can
you.
just say her.
So
Put her-
I told
Michelle
you.
would be who was designated to receive cash donations of a large amount.
Yeah, to put it in the ministry. That's really I don't know how to answer that question.
Why?
I really don't, because people don't give like that. They give into the offering plate. They never give it to us personally. They give into our envelopes.
Give it to our
Or
envelopes.
if they're going to put cash, they gives it in the bucket. So
In the
honestly,
bucket.
Talk about distancing language.
Yes.
Like they don't give it to us personally. Oh no.
No,
They
no,
give
no,
it to
no,
the
no.
envelopes.
Never.
Never.
Poor Michelle.
No.
Man, you're getting Michelle. Michelle's going to get about 11 billion indictments out of this. And we're what, 15 minutes in?
Yeah.
I think we should
Oh,
scratch that. We've never received money like that. The money we receive comes through donation plates, and then it's taken in the back and counted and deposited in the ministry.
So it would have to be at a service?
Yes.
So when Debbie gave you a couple, 1.2 million or
Debbie
wherever we
is
are
the
on
wife that's
that, she
in
did
the
it
divorce dispute.
at a service?
I see.
I don't recall. I'm not quite sure when. I know she gave a wire.
Yeah.
From what I know, it's a wire. So
A wire transfer.
yeah,
wire
people,
transfer
people do
straight
that
to
all
the
the time
envelope.
in our ministry.
So how would that be that would be set up? Who would be doing that at your ministry?
Michelle.
I know Michelle is over that.
Boom.
So
11
did you talk to
billion and
Debbie about
one.
this wire transfer?
No, Michelle.
You had no conversation with Debbie about that?
No.
Who's Debbie? I don't know her.
But Debbie, all right, so Debbie is the wife, and Debbie donated $1 million.
No, 1.2 million. Get it right, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now he's being questioned about that.
So
So
okay, so
his mouth is about to be eaten.
It's not
ahead.
his wife, right? It's the wife that's
No.
filing for divorce.
No, it's the husband who's deposing him.
I see. Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
so-
I'm on. Okay. I'm
Yeah.
following along now. All the synapses have fired. I'm on track. All right.
Did you ever request or in any way talk to Debbie about contributions to the ministry?
No, I mean, I talk to everybody who comes to the meeting about that, so that would be yes.
Other than at a general meeting, did you have any smaller group conversations with her about money?
Really, no.
No.
Really,
None.
no.
No, not that I know of. Other than when she had already given money and said she wanted to give, so I had Michelle finish up talking to her about
Again,
So you did talk to her after she had given money?
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to know what was going on, and so Michelle filled me in, and I talked with her briefly.
So what did Michelle tell you?
Just that she wanted to donate, and that she had given through wire and that kind of thing.
through wire.
He makes
You mean
up.
a wire? I can't with him through wire. Like he doesn't know how money works.
He got the bands.
And so then you talked to Debbie.
Yeah.
And what did you say to Debbie?
I just told her thank you, and that was about it. And the ministry appreciated that.
Can we just stop for a second?
Yeah.
Because I forgot about a part. So a few minutes ago, he says that he tithes to the church. Do y'all know what a tithe is? It's 10% of your income. Okay? He makes 28 grand a year. Okay? So what's 10% of 28 grand? Anybody with the calculator? 2,800. Okay? It's 2,800 a year. But he has sacrificed millions.
Mm-hmm.
Let that sink in. All right, that's all I wanted to say. Poor
you
Michelle.
inquire of
She's
her?
up to 11 billion and 3 endowments right now.
The source
Does he
of those
math like
funds?
I do? 50, 1100, 11
No,
billion.
Because I never usually do that when people give money like that.
Would it be a concern to you if it meant that she was ultimately going to be homeless in the next year? Would it be a concern
Of
to you?
course, I would have never allowed that. I didn't find out till afterwards about this.
Oh, he
What
is
did you
full of
find
it.
out?
I mean, just what you were telling me,
What Mr. Potts shared with you?
right?
Anybody else?
Rick, of course, came up to me in the first court proceedings and started saying stuff like that, but I didn't believe him because of the kind of spirit and character he has, so I didn't really take nothing he said.
Rick is a liar. Good to know.
Yeah. Rick has the questionable character.
True. But when Mr.
Questionable
Potts shared with me,
spirit and character.
Yes.
I saw what had really happened.
And what was your understanding of what had happened?
That she had donated a large sum, and she gave a lot of money that she didn't really, a lot of it she didn't have to give. I mean, beside the stuff she has to pay for.
35.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I said that I found out that she gave a lot of her money that she didn't have to give. She couldn't afford a lot of that.
Did
Oh, that he definitely took
Debbie
the
ever
money.
talk to you about her finances?
No,
took it
that's
all.
the thing.
Did she ever talk to
And
Michelle?
can't trace it.
No.
Did you give
Did
it
you have
back?
any understanding
Nope.
of what her financial wherewithal was?
No, we sure didn't.
Do you understand there's a court order that says she can't give any money to JMMI or any other?
If you know.
I said, did you know?
No,
You aren't aware of the court order.
no.
the court order says she can't give you any money.
No, this just was.
No, it's been in effect for a long time.
Okay, no, I didn't know that.
She had
she
a
didn't tell you
court
that.
order. Damn.
That's why I stay poor.
Did
Okay,
Debbie
because
tell
then
you?
I don't have to worry about no dang court orders telling me where I can't spend money I ain't got. Okay.
I didn't even know those kind of orders existed. Like,
Britney
judge,
Spears has one.
What judge says, oh, you know?
That she was not seeing her children or severely cut back seeing her children based on her finances?
The envelope
No.
received it.
So
Didn't share anything about
this
that.
is a sheep in your flock. And you don't know what's going on in her life after she done gave you $1.2 million? You don't pay it, you don't tend your sheep, shepherd?
Nope.
Rat think.
The only thing I found out through Michelle that she had told Michelle is just that.
Here
what
we go.
her
Michelle's under the
ex-husband
bus
was doing
again.
to her.
And what was that?
Well, basically trying
Lisa,
just keeping
CIA
her
ho
from the
says
children.
technically it's Michelle's
taking
bucket.
her the rigmarole.
Do they ever depose
understand?
Michelle?
No, you know, everybody and their mothers was looking for Michelle because Michelle's got a lot of splaining to do. But
She's up to, by my count, at least 50, 1100, 11 billion indictments. Maybe let me do 11 billion, 50, 1100 indictments at this point. Like she's under the jail right now. He's got her filing taxes, got her taking the offering buckets in the back, counting the money. I mean,
taking in children,
taking in children, envelopes.
all
This
the
is
things.
bad news for Michelle.
He
You in
can't
danger,
do that
girl.
personally, that the court has to issue orders?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Well,
Who cares?
That's
no,
He just said irrelevant. You don't get to do that.
Only the lawyer can say what's irrelevant or not, Apostle. Now, I don't know if Jesus sat you down when he took you on his lap and explained what your role was going to be in this deposition, sir.
Okay, I have to tell you a story. And this is another one of those immigrant stories. So
Okay.
my former husband got pulled over for speeding, but he swore up and down that he wasn't speeding and that the lady, the cops, whatever that thing is called,
Radar
wasn't
gun,
calibrated.
radar detector.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That it wasn't calibrated and it was picking up kilometers or other way around. I don't know, whatever. So he decided he wants to go to court and he wants to fight it, but he has no idea about anything. He was brand new to the U.S., so
Plus, this already doesn't sound good.
so he goes to traffic court, and the cop was there. So the cop, I guess, testified, and in the middle of her testimony, my ex-husband stands up and goes, "Objection, Judge, she's lying."
You know,
Oh my God.
listen to this story, you guys, because I believe that Dr. B has given us a glimpse into what it's going to be when Lana shows up at the 35C. That's not going to happen. She going to click that pen, objection, and slam her hand on the desk.
Objection, Your Honor, she's lying. And
That girl is a liar.
I asked him, and that cop was on the stand, and I asked him, what possessed you to do that? Like, what demon got into you for you to get up in court and call this police woman a liar?
Oh, my.
And he was just like, hey, I've been waiting my whole life to do that. I've seen it in all of those American movies, and I just couldn't resist.
Did he lose? I feel like he lost his. his case.
No, the judge was just like, okay, dismissed. Just go home.
Oh, just go
home.
away. You're possessed
Just
by
go
some
before-
damn demon, and you got to go.
Before I ask you for your green card.
Lana's going to be in there. Oh God,
Oh,
it's
look,
in the fire.
apostle is up in the chat.
Well,
Everyone is
hey,
understanding.
No.
For what purpose?
maybe
that
you
Debbie
can answer
doesn't-
who Michelle
He's
is.
not on
Yeah, we need to know about Michelle.
trial here.
No, it's
He's
not.
on trial here.
It's not about trial.
What's it for?
Do you understand there are court orders issued
gonna
from
mute
the
real quick.
judge
Okay.
about Debbie's parenting time?
If you know.
No, I don't. I'm not involved in that. But
So you were led to
Maybe
believe
Michelle.
that somehow her ex-husband Rick is doing this.
oh, yeah.
Okay. Did
Hello,
Debbie ever
apostle.
tell you that she had violated court orders?
No, I don't know any of that.
She didn't tell you anything about that?
No.
Do you know if she told Michelle?
I don't know. You can ask Michelle.
Oh,
All right, given, and you understand that Mrs. Frazier cashed out about $600,000 in retirement assets that generated a very significant
No,
IRS
Lisa.
bill? You aware of that?
Now, after he told me,
You weren't aware of it before then,
no, of
Choking on
course.
the lies.
but you're now aware that she's got a big IRS bill.
Yeah, I would have never let her give that if I knew that.
yes, Mama Bear. Get that Michelle out there.
Were you aware at one time she owned her house free and clear?
No.
Michelle. Ask Michelle.
Are you aware that because she's
There she
given
is.
everything else
We
away,
found
that she
her.
now has a significant mortgage that means she doesn't have any equity in her house anymore?
I think I heard from Mr. Potts or Michelle one that she's, I guess, got a line of credit off her home to pay lawyers
Oh, that sounds familiar.
through what,
Got a line of credit on her home to pay some lawyers.
Mm-hmm.
the situation that
For
her
the
ex-husband
35
was taking her
apostle.
through. So that's all I know about that.
Do you realize she also had to pay taxes, though, on the...
Yeah, I would have never let her give that to the ministry if I knew. She paid taxes. I teach people to pay taxes, pay their taxes to the government. So
Oh.
Oh,
That's one of
okay.
your-
While you're claiming dependents that you know nothing about, you hold classes on the side about being forthright and honest with the IRS. Good to know.
Tenants? It's one of your tenants to pay your taxes?
yes,
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you. He teaches people to pay taxes.
Would you accept
English
any more
Queen
money
wants
from
me
Debbie
to take
Frazier?
a drink every time he says Michelle. Again,
You would not.
no.
I'm still using my liver. Okay.
We done been through that with NK.
I can't.
We would be not, yeah. No.
Hmm.
Going forward.
No.
Have you told her that?
Of course. I mean, since I found this out, I had a phone conversation and just told her, I just asked her why she didn't tell us, all of these things.
And what'd she say?
She said, ask Michelle.
She just felt like she didn't feel like she needed to tell me anything. She just felt led to give the money. So,
So you called her on her cell phone or house phone?
no, I had my Michelle called her for me and patched me in to
Okay.
talk with her.
Oh,
So you and
okay,
Michelle were sort
okay.
of on a conference call with
Yeah.
her?
I have some questions here. So they lived with you in he said 2008, 2009. Is that what he said?
Yes.
And then they were broke. They came over naked and homeless. You clothed them and you fed them and you sheltered them. And yet somehow in that short amount of time between 2009 and 2012, She had amassed over 600,000 in a 401k and a home that she owned outright. Please make that math make sense to me.
No, that I would be the bad person to make sense of math.
That math makes no sense. No damn ass sense. None. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All
Brennan
right.
Tube says he thinks he's Jesus. He doesn't think he's Jesus. He met
recently,
Jesus.
yeah.
When
Like
would that
they're
have been?
he's got him on speed dial. They're homies.
Yeah.
Maybe in the last week or two, something like that.
That's why he
So,
doesn't do his own taxes.
You had a
Like, come on.
conversation where you told Debbie you're not going to take any more money
Yeah.
from her.
Doesn't matter who
Well, I
files
don't
them.
think
It
I
matters when you
worded it like
sign
that,
them.
but I told her
You're
that
responsible.
she should have communicated better with her financial situation, and
Oh.
if she had bills to pay, like the
Now
RS
it's
and
her
things
fault.
like that, I wouldn't have never taken the money in the first place if I had known that information.
No, she
Especially
took a
that amount,
penalty
even if she wanted to.
because she borrowed against her 401k. You give classes, remember? How do you not
donate, I
know
would have
this?
told her, don't give this amount. You need to keep some for your life and that kind of thing. But
So-
I don't get involved in all of our contributors' life like that. You know,
If somebody gives you a really big number, like over $1 million, you don't say to them, can you afford this?
I really haven't done that because I think it probably would be wise now through this to start doing that. But
Lana has a bucket.
usually, people who have given are very responsible, and they can do it. You know, so this caught me totally off guard.
Do you realize there are court orders telling Debbie Frazier that she cannot bring her children to St. Louis and participate in JMMI?
I heard about that. Michelle
Kathleen
told me
Q
about
should
that
be sitting up there
When was
questioning
that?
him. She's on
Yes.
top of
some
it.
time ago. I
Yeah,
can't
she is.
tell you
Coming in
when.
with all the facts.
Exactly.
Ballpark it. This year, last year? I mean,
I don't
just
know.
ballpark.
I just don't know.
So you're
just
aware
don't know.
that she can't bring the children to JMMI?
Yeah.
And since you became aware of that, has she brought them?
No. I haven't seen them around at all.
Did you meet with the children?
Meet with them? What do you mean?
Did you have conversations with
He
them?
sat on Jesus's
I
lap.
wouldn't. Oh yeah.
Hi,
They came
RC.
to the church, so yeah.
Don't be
They
sad.
lived
the
with
church.
you. What are you talking about?
Say hello, and
Aw.
What else?
He was
that's about it.
traumatized by
Just
this
hello
attorney.
and just greeting them like I've.
Well, you
greeted
came to the right
others.
place.
Did you talk to
sure
them about
did.
face-to-face visits with Jesus?
In a meeting?
No, with them.
No.
No? You have to answer yes or no.
No.
Did you give them any of the books
course.
or DVDs?
No.
Did somebody
Not
else
for
that you know
free.
from your ministry, maybe?
I don't know. Couldn't say.
Given that Debbie is basically destitute, you understand that? You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
That's an assumption for the question. He doesn't know that. Is that what you tell him what I
But-
told him?
Right. Given that you
Given it's
understand
assumption.
from
Okay.
us, would those be circumstances under which you'd be willing to give Mrs. Frazier back some of her money?
No.
Check the form of the question.
Go ahead.
Say it again now.
Excuse me. Hold on a second, let me wire up again.
Given that you understand Mrs. Frazier to be destitute and it's impacted her ability to have housing, her ability to see her children, under those circumstances, are you willing to give Mrs. Frazier back some of her money?
Should I answer this?
Yes,
Or-
you go ahead, Nancy.
Yes. I've shared that with the board. I took what he told me back to the board concerning her.
Wait, who's the board?
It's Michelle. Here we go.
Present circumstance, and I would love to do that if we had the money. Presently, we don't. But
Oh,
I
the
told
church
them
is
that
destitute now. They can't give the money back.
No.
Damn the luck.
willing to, if the money comes in through what we raise, to support and help her, of course.
So would that mean you would give her a check back for some of the funds that she had given?
I don't know how we would do it, but we would find out the legal right way to do that and issue her that.
Those funds, issue those
Yeah.
funds to her?
But, objection to the form of the question. First of all, he's going to require guidance professionally.
understand that.
on how we can, should, otherwise, what
The
source.
lip eating
So
is getting
the
intense
concept
again.
is fine to talk
Yeah.
about specifics. He certainly isn't
I'm not asking
qualified
him to-
answer those kinds of questions.
Right.
I wonder if the Adderall kicked in for him.
I don't know. He's pretty mellow. I
Has
would
Debbie talked
say
about
that it's,
relocating to St. Louis?
he went the other way today.
Not that I
Yeah.
know of.
Has anyone talked to you about her oldest daughter going to college there?
No.
Katie?
Who?
Do you know if she's talked to Michelle about that?
I'm not sure.
Are you aware that Debbie refers to JMMI in the presence of the children as their second family?
No.
Are you aware that Debbie had people from JMMI staying at her residence for overnight, at least some period of time?
Yes, I did know. I had heard about that.
What had you heard?
Just that whenever some come from St. Louis in town, that she let them stay there for a day or two.
Do you know how many people would be at any given time?
Just one, from what I knew.
And that would at times, do you understand it, that at times that would be when her children were having parenting time with her back when that was allowed?
No.
You didn't know that?
Again,
Now,
not
When you-
tending to your flock. Well played.
Yeah. Oh shit! I just skipped over. Oh, let's.
Oh, he's leaned in.
Well,
This must be a
case, I
serious
trained
question.
Ministers, but he was a minister.
Let's see.
and JMMI paid the $6,000 for the resort
Yes,
charges.
Of course.
Of course, even for the vacation.
Yes, of course.
All right, so who was there in Anaheim, California?
I don't remember.
You don't remember who you went with?
No, it's been so long.
They went on a cruise
and I
together.
travel all the time with different groups. So,
And all on JMMI's dime?
well, that's you. What do you do when you have a staff who you need to go help, and they're not getting salary, but they're volunteering their time? What, they're supposed to pay their own plane tickets? No. The ministry take care of that because the ministry is using them on the road to do things. So we take care of basic expenses. And if there's a vacation thrown in there, which is not always, we allow that to happen as
And
a
you-
benefit.
And you pay for that?
Yes.
Okay. But you can't say if you issue them any kind of gift or receipt or 1099s for that benefit?
Gift. No, I don't
Okay.
know the legal.
And so you went to both Orlando and Anaheim and paid for vacations for staff members, but you don't know who they are?
No, I can't remember exactly who it is. I'd rather not say until we
Was-
figure it out.
Were your children included?
My children were there with me in Orlando, not in
Yeah.
Anaheim.
And did,
You know, when he's answering a simple yes or no question by repeating it, like, "Oh yes, my children were there with me that time." You know, in his head,
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh shit, hold on. What do I gotta
Were they
remember
there?
for this one?"
Crap. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh dear.
Oh my God, Ellie79. Was this paid for by Thrive?
JMMI pay for them?
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't think. I usually, when I go on a vacation, the ministry give me a vacation bonus, and it comes out of that. So,
a vacation bonus, and I don't see that reported as income anywhere in your tax return.
Well,
Oh,
I mean,
man.
you got to go to the people who handle that. They can explain.
You don't
that.
know anything about your own finances.
Not a lot.
No.
I have professionals take care of that and people who know about nonprofit business.
So you make 28,000 a year, and you have professionals to handle all 28,000.
Yo, he just said, I have professionals who handle
Yes.
that.
Yes, professionals.
But I can assure you, I'm not doing
I
anything
can assure you.
illegal.
I did not have sexual relations.
I'm tired of
Everything we
your
have
shit.
is
Here comes
open.
that.
So it's not.
Yep,
not
he
hide.
is
You can
definitely
see
done with.
everything we have on our papers.
And the camera had to zoom out.
Your conclusion is accurate.
Well, that's
However,
your opinion.
Right.
That's your opinion.
Did Debbie Frazier go on either of the Disney resort trips?
Not that I remember. I don't.
You don't remember?
She's-
You
she-
said there's 4 people and you can't remember who they are.
I mean, it's been a while, and
Do you have a problem with your
I
memory,
have
sir?
different people who will go. So I
Are you
don't
on any
remember
illicit or
actually,
prescription
but I know I
drugs?
had a group with me.
I had a group.
Do you go
It's
to
4 people's,
Disney
not a
resorts
group.
every year?
Not every year, no.
But mostly?
No. Honestly, I hadn't been to Disney World in before this time, and probably, I don't know, maybe 3 years, 4, 5, something like that.
So where was the meeting you had in Anaheim?
It was in Anaheim.
Where? And what organization or whatever?
All right.
Let's just take a minute. It was in Anaheim
He just said that. He
because
just said that.
I mean,
Where was the meeting in Anaheim, sir?
it was in Anaheim.
Yeah.
You just,
Ex Michelle.
Michelle handles my meetings and the
Michelle.
locations of these meetings. So just go ask her. Ask that bitch. She knows.
Michelle. I'm gonna need Michelle in chat to please answer
Yes,
where
Michelle.
that Anaheim meeting took place.
Yes, please.
Oh hell no.
I can't remember exactly where that was.
Yeah.
I'm not on the move, Bubba. I was laughing and my mic is laying against my chest. You do the math.
All right, on September 6th, 2013, JMMI wrote a check to Charter Place for $1,350 with the memo line recording it as T. Taylor's rent. Is JMMI paying rent for your ex-wife, Tabitha?
No, I don't know what that is. I can't answer that.
You have no idea why $1,350
No.
That sounds like a rent check to me.
would be paid and it would be marked rent.
No.
There are actually several monthly payments, October, November, et cetera, that same year, made to Charter Place with the same notation.
I'm not quite sure. You probably have to ask Michelle about that.
Does
Oh,
Tabitha work
poor
in your
Michelle.
ministry?
No.
But somehow her rent's being paid.
Wrong one.
I don't know about that. No, we don't do that, I'm sure.
Who would
That
who
play.
would T. Taylor be made for?
I'm not sure. You probably need to ask
Michelle.
Forgot about her.
the financial advisors about that.
Well, let me show you canceled checks we've received. It's from JMMI Ministries, Charter Place, $1,350, September 6, 2008. It's marked, 2013. And it's marked in the memo line, T. Taylor's rent.
Hi, Lisa Avery.
And who is this person's signature on that account?
That's a lady who's died recently, but she was with us for
Yes,
many years.
Michelle.
Marion France.
Marion France.
Yes.
When did she die?
About,
RC
it was last year, I think. I'm not sure the exact date, but
Did she have, she obviously had signatory authority on this
Yeah.
check? A checking account?
yes.
And then,
Stella's
No,
awake.
and then.
And then.
okay, then there's a
And then.
No, and then.
And then.
September 10th, 2013.
RC, highlight RC's comment. Rent is just oppression.
Oh.
$1,600 rent for Michelle Brannon.
Oh, write it down. Let's Google's her. Get the Googles.
Michelle Brannon.
Can you spell that?
We're gonna need a spelling on that.
You can tell in the memo line is for Michelle and it's $1,600. Is JMMI paying Michelle's rent?
I really can't answer to what this line of financing was for. So, you may see one thing but not know what's really happening.
Hang
So
on, my husband's
it'd
calling. I'll be right
better
back.
to ask
Okay.
Michelle and the financial, those who deal with the finances.
So you're saying that you don't watch over the finances at all, that you do not look at to see who's receiving money properly or improperly?
It's not true. I have a firm. My way of looking is having a professional firm
Who's
and
that?
an accountant to do that. Ex Michelle, she knows.
You don't know who the firm is?
I think I know their name, but I don't think I have it right. So just
Well,
ask
wasn't
her
that when your
about
dad
that.
was doing the accounting?
What you say now?
Wasn't that when your dad was?
Yeah, his dad is his accountant, and he's pretending like he can't remember what his dad's name is. And Jen just dipped out on me, so we're gonna continue watching.
Doing the accounting?
What are you talking about? What are you?
During
You're
that time
confusing
period.
two things. He was doing my personal income taxes.
She's back.
What-
He
what are
didn't
you-
do JMMI's?
He may have. I'm not sure around that time, but I also had firms or accountants.
Humanimal, that's right.
Hold on. So how many different firms have you had using your, or preparing your financial information?
I can't answer.
Ask Michelle. Michelle knows that.
Michelle handles that.
See?
Yes.
Okay, on November 4th, 2013, JMMI made a purchase of $9,560
They're talking about
from
my
Amini's
shoes.
Galleries in St. Louis, which is a store that specializes in pool tables and game rooms and jukeboxes. What was that
Jesus
purchase
told
for?
me to buy that pool table,
I'm
ma'am.
not sure. You probably need to ask.
You have no idea?
Michelle.
You probably need to ask Michelle. I don't know.
Boom.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's about.
That was 1, 2,
I mean, that's
3.
just about a year ago. Did anything come into any of your buildings that was a pool table or something resembling that?
No, we didn't buy a pool table.
You didn't
I
buy
don't know what a pool table is.
Did you buy a jukebox or ping pong?
Humanimal
or-
said even his hair is
can't-
scared
a
of the
$9,000
question.
And you can't go by, just the name of a company that sounds like it's a jukebox, because it could be something else they have in there that could serve ministry purpose or whatever's
Like,
happening.
give me an example.
I don't know.
Yes.
You don't know what $10,000 would be spent on.
I have confidence in very integral people with our finances, so I trust them. So you would have to ask them.
So anybody on the board could authorize that kind of purchase and sign the check?
Not anyone, only those who have the power to sign checks.
And who are they?
I don't know. I've shared with you. I don't know. Ex
You have no idea.
No. I know I'm one of them.
And you know Michelle's one of them?
Yes.
And that's
Anybody
it.
else that you know of?
No.
So Michelle would have complete discretion to spend almost $10,000 on something?
If she knew, she ran it by the board.
But you don't even know who's on the board. You can't tell me who's on the board.
Like I share with you, that you can ask all this information and they'll share what you want to know. But I have a process that people go through before they spend large sums of money.
Okay, but you don't know what it is.
Yes,
know
I
what the
do. They go
process-
through the board.
Right,
Things
you're
are
on the
approved.
board.
Yes, I am on the
So
board.
wouldn't that have been run through you?
Not smaller purchases like that.
Not a $10,000 purchase, that's small?
No, the board can handle that kind of purchase. They can decide if that's wise or not.
Does it take a board meeting to decide that?
I don't understand. If
What
it would
part is
take a board
confusing
meeting
you?
away.
Right? There ain't nothing confusing about the question.
It's either yes
Apostle?
or no. It's very, very simple. This is a direct question.
You're thinking of
Oh
maybe
my
they
God,
can have
Apostle
a phone
says that
conference,
his
or
family
if they're
tree
not
is
all
a single
together.
branch.
Because this is a traveling ministry, so we are always on the go. So
All right, so how many people are on the board? How many people does it take to have a phone call with?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I've told you I don't know the accurate amount. Instead of saying something, I'm telling you I don't know.
All right, so when you're on a phone call,
I think his barber deserves a life sentence just for letting him walk around like that.
I can't move past the nails.
Yes.
during a board meeting, you have no idea how many people are on the other end of the phone.
I don't actually. I don't at that time. I don't know. At this time. I do not know how many people.
How do you get appointed to the board?
Well, you have to go through the right. I don't know if we've ever come up with any kind of
Oh God, there's no system.
process like that other than
What did he say? I'm sorry, I just missed it.
Okay, she asked him what is the process to becoming a board member,
Uh-huh.
and he says, I don't really know if we've ever come up with a system. So I don't even know what to. I mean, like, and you got to be named Michelle. I mean, what's the deal here, Apostle?
credibility.
Oh,
you
you got to
know,
be credible.
Towards myself and anybody
him.
who is qualified.
What does that
To
mean?
do
Anybody
something.
that's qualified?
Yeah, how do
have to
you become qualified?
to be able to do ministry work. I mean, on that level. So,
So tell me what that means. You have
well,
to
I mean, to be
qualify.
an administrator, to be a head in the ministry.
So how does one do that? I asked what the process was. And you
Good night, English Queen. Thank you
Good
for
night.
gracing us with your presence this evening.
don't know.
Well, I mean, first of all, I need to
Don't
know their
forget to ask
credentials
Michelle.
and what they've done in the past.
So do you review every applicant for the board?
Of course.
Do they make a written application?
Yes.
Of course.
And I don't know all the process. I don't know everything because I've stopped handling a lot of that over the years. So I have other people to handle those things for me. So I can't answer a lot of these questions.
So you don't
Can't or
know
won't?
how many are on the board or how you get to be on the board.
Not, I know the process. I know kind of what we look for, but right now, because I am so busy and I can't do all of the internal stuff, that's why I hired Michelle as an executive to handle this.
I thought she was
And
a
she was
volunteer.
an executive at Weatherford.
She was what?
She was an executive for other companies before she came, or a good administrator. So I hired her to handle.
Choking on lies again. That must be the demon you're choking back.
CEO and
Yeah. Oh shit! I just moved the whole thing again.
Would have to ask them.
so anybody on the board could authorize that kind of purchase and sign.
Oh, I already did that. Hold on.
That's the agreement,
What's the agreement?
that we're buying the home, we're purchasing the home, but we're leasing
Oh.
to own at this time.
You done went too far,
But the
babe.
$250,000 is our
Oh.
Harold Lewis.
Who?
You can find out from Michelle. I don't.
I think this will
mhm.
do
And
just
so-
fine.
So it's not that
Yeah.
It's like at any point where I stop, he's talking about Michelle.
About Michelle. Poor Michelle. Did you write her name down so we
I
can
don't-
hit up the
I don't-
Googles later?
I already been done that. done.
Not giving you information, like Rick is saying. I'm telling you where
It's a
you
little
can
hard.
get
You
it
don't know the
from.
number of board members, you don't know who they are, you don't know how they get to be, and you don't know what happens to make a $10,000 purchase.
As you get bigger in ministry, like what I do, you don't handle all of
Activated his
that.
gag
I'm a
reflex.
preacher. I focus on the spiritual aspect of the ministry, and I have professionals who do the professional aspect.
And that includes,
Let me
that's
click the
Michelle
pen.
almost exclusively, isn't it?
She's part of it. So, you
So
know,
it doesn't bother you that Michelle can write herself a check for her rent and not clear it with you?
that's not the way things go. That's not.
Well,
I mean, you
We
can
got a
you can
check
say,
for her rent.
but that's what you're trying to say. You're falsifying information. Let me-
Okay, let's stop right there. You're saying
falsifying
I'm
the
falsifying
information.
That's what you're
I'll
doing.
pull
She's-
I think when Satan activated the gag reflex, he also activated his indignity because he's about to get real indignant up in this bitch.
yes, he is.
the
Oh,
check. Give me the check. And
Just
you're going
because
to
you
tell
can
me,
pull a check don't mean you're giving the right information. You're lying about that. What
I'm
saying,
lying about
yes,
something?
Just because that's there don't mean your opinion is a lie. So what I'm
my
saying,
opinion
Oh.
is a lie.
go to her and find out what it's about.
It
damn.
says a rent on the memo. That memo is a lot. Y'all ever seen Saturday Night Live with when Tracy Morgan does Brian Fellows? That's my favorite. When the bird, it's a parrot, and he starts saying, "I'm Brian Fellows," and then he's trying to steal my name. He's trying to steal my credit. That bird is a liar. That reminds me of this.
That would be a question for Lana. I'm not too good with pop culture stuff.
You ain't
Don't
winning
show
at
me-
trivia night.
Nope.
The check again. I already saw it.
So you're saying I am lying that this says...
No.
She's not lying.
Well, no, I'm not saying that you're lying about.
Yes, you did.
You just said you are lying. Your opinion is a lie.
Yes, that's literally exactly what you said, sir. All right,
this
let's
on
walk
here.
it
I'm
back.
saying that your opinion is a
let me-
lie.
Oh, you fixed it.
My opinion is nothing other than a check was written for Michelle's rent.
You just gave a connotation that, so you're saying she can just write out a check for herself and do this? That ain't how we operate. So what I'm saying to you,
Uh-oh.
go and find out. I can't tell you
So
all the
you
details.
can't tell me how it operates.
I can't tell you all the legal
are the
stuff that
checks
they
and
allow
balances?
in the IRS for us to operate.
What
you
are the
could say
checks and balances that you have to make sure nobody's scamming the money?
a firm, a CPA firm who checks and audits our books.
But you don't know who they are.
His dad's
I know
firm.
Brown Smith and Wallace, not Brown Smith Wallace. I don't want to say it.
Your dad's
I get
firm,
these
dude. Just
names
say it.
mixed up and
I get-
numbers
I-
and stuff.
Your dad is literally
I-
the same.
My thing is, I am not evading the answer. I'm telling you where you can go get it. So what I'm saying
That
to you
would
is
be-
accurate.
that
So
would be
I don't go
evading
through this
the answer.
rigmarole with you all about this.
What I'm trying to say is you have millions of dollars coming into this place and you're constantly asking for money. And you can't tell me who can write checks, who can make decisions about writing checks, and how those things get authorized, or who's on the board and who decides, right?
Because I've done this for 25 years and I've established from the ground and I have things already put in place that I don't
But
have
you
to
can't
go
tell-
back and check like that.
But you don't even say what's in place. You can't even. You came up with the rules and the regulations and the procedures, but you can't tell nobody what they are.
Yeah, does the ministry pay for your manicure?
Not
I'm
like
telling
that.
you,
I
they
have
do.
that system set up. So
What's
if you
the
want to know,
system?
ask the person who I have in charge.
And that's Michelle.
Exactly.
Michelle knows all the things. Michelle is the vault.
X, the person in charge, and that would be Michelle. Exactly.
Exactly.
Of course.
Mhm.
Okay, there's an October 24th, 2013 check. JMMI wrote for $250,000 as a down payment for a Chesterfield home. What does that go to?
That would be the residential center.
That was a down
the
payment
Apostle.
to purchase the residential center in St. Louis on 10-page.
And that came from JMMI
Residential center, St. Louis.
funds. Is there
Who lives in the
mortgage on
residential
it?
center?
Yes.
And who holds
Just
the
him?
mortgage?
Harold Lewis.
Who's he?
He's the former, or he's the owner or former owner, or the person we are buying the house from.
Wait,
What?
what did he
What
just say?
part don't you understand?
All of it. Let me get Michelle up here. Come on, Michelle.
Yeah, I
Let
mean,
me ask you some questions.
that was the simplest thing ever. Just follow along.
So, but you're also, I recall you testifying that you're leasing this house with the documents show for $6,500 a month.
That's just a lease
We'll
to
have to
own.
keep
You
our
don't have a lease to own.
Well, that's what our agreement is.
A lease to own?
Our original
You got
intentions
your home
is
on
to buy-
layaway? Why don't you have a mortgage? You know, mortgages come with tax shelters and deductions. Oh, but you don't know about that. Let me escalate the call to your manager, Michelle. Let me explain this to her.
Yes.
the home, and that's what we're doing. And so that's the agreement.
Well, the residential center is an issue because that's another thing that he's using to launder money, allegedly. And he's claiming it as like a shelter, you know, like a extension of his ministry that he's using for charity, housing homeless people or whatever. But it's a residential, it's like a gated community. It's a residential place where people live. So it's not meant or designed to have that, you know, so that's why this kind of questioning. So now he's playing stupid because she's trying to get him to explain what a residential center is when this is just a regular old ass house. Like, this
Right,
is a house.
But apparently Harold C. Lewis is now suing David E. Taylor.
I missed
Look
that.
at Apostle of Residential Center, St. Louis.
Oh,
His comment.
great.
Mhm.
So this is okay. So Harold C. Lewis is he's saying was basically leasing it to him to
Rent to own.
Yeah,
Layaway.
layaway. Right. Okay, so that's you said what on Friday? We'll have to keep an eye out on that. Thank you, Apostle.
What's the agreement?
That we're buying the home, we're purchasing the home.
Who's
we're
we?
leasing to own at this time.
What?
I'm just laughing.
Oh.
Yeah.
But the $250,000 is our earnest money to purchase the home.
Who's Harold Lewis in this? How do you know him?
He's the owner of the home that was trying to sell the home.
Do you have a land contract?
Yes, I think we do. I'm not.
The demon's coming out again.
Don't quote me on that.
Don't quote me on that. Man, you run a deposition. You're being quoted.
You're literally being
Not only are and filmed. Are you aware of the camera sitting there, sir? Did you miss that?
Oh, okay. So Harold Lewis owns this residential center, quote unquote, that he's currently talking about. And that is who he's being sued by. And that's the case that is coming up on 325.
Okay, we'll be following up with that for sure.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Putting in that records request for all of these depositions, baby.
For really?
For really? My mom, guys, my mom,
I love her.
she says for really, and it's the best thing ever because she knows, like, she hears people say for real and then really. So she just says for really. It's
See, that sounds like something that I would do, and English is my first language, so I have zero excuse. I just make up words.
yeah. So, oh, look at this where we got him. That was this good one. Talk about eye blocking. He straight up like took a nap.
Hmm.
So you gave Mr. Lewis $250,000 as a down payment, and in addition to that,
If there is a new, or if there will be a new deposition, I do hope that they've found Michelle and that she's safe.
you pay him
I'm worried for
$6,500 a month.
Yes. The ministry pays that.
In fact, post my
you
Cash
didn't-
App, and everything I make tonight will go, I promise, to locating and making sure that Michelle, the
Is
wearer of many hats, is safe.
You provide us with a land contract, you provided us with a lease.
Okay, so maybe that's what that is. I can't.
I'm going to show you a residential lease for
Okay.
JMMI for the, how do you pronounce it?
Timpage?
Timpage property for $6,500 a month in rent beginning November 1st, 2013 and ending on January 1st, 2016. And it talks about security deposit of $6,500 and that you're going to pay lease of $6,500. It doesn't anywhere talk about recognition of a down payment or a,
Well, it should.
it should.
Yeah. Or if it don't, then, like I say, you need
Michelle.
to. It would be good to go to Michelle. She's
Exactly.
This is $250,000.
It would be good to go to Michelle. Wait.
And you're not up to speed on what this
I
is
am
about?
up to speed on that.
And what
It
is,
was a big purchase. I know what we did on that.
what does this say?
Residential lease. This is lease to own.
Show me where it says lease to own. Show me
Right here.
anywhere, residential lease?
residential lease.
Right.
Also, you're just trying to say that what I'm saying, lease to own, is not.
It's not on this document, is it?
Well, I am sharing with you, this is the conversation we had with the owner of the house. And this is why we put down $250,000 earnest money for that, toward that.
Where's the document that says,
Well,
because
maybe-
hold on, we asked for this. The document that says you're purchasing that,
Yes.
where is that?
Michelle.
I think you should have that. I don't know
I
why
don't
you
have
don't.
it.
Well, maybe we can ask her about that. She should be able to provide.
He's embarrassed
that
to
to
even
you.
say
I
her
would
name at
like-
this point.
If you can make note of this, Dave, I would like a copy of whatever the purchase agreement is, or whatever document that shows the $250,000. Because it doesn't make any sense.
Just let me ask a question. Do you understand that these lease payments are to be applied to the ultimate purchase price?
Well, that's a question. What's
I
the
guess-
purchase price?
I'm just asking if he understands that.
Yes, of
Well,
course.
I mean, you
Do
just,
you know what the purchase price of the project
Yes,
is?
I do. It's
How much is it?
$2.5 million.
Okay.
And we are putting down a total of $500K. We've only put down $250 at this time. And the $6,500 is the lease. Now, as you know, that a lease for that amount of money. This was a personal situation we worked out with the owner.
I'm just
you know.
trying to understand what she's trying to understand.
Yeah.
it doesn't
Well,
make sense.
Well, I mean,
And it's
It
not
means
legal,
the
I can tell you that,
church-
because
Wide open. There's no protection for JMMI in this lease to own lease. That's not a lease to own. It's straight lease. You better pray to all the apostles.
anything,
Apostle.
no, anything that deals with land must be in writing.
yes.
And you have a lease that expires in 2016.
I just don't think you probably have all the documents here. But
Oh.
we should have more than that. So I would rather you ask about
Michelle.
that because we just got out of
What's the property called?
Tim Pitch.
TI?
Yeah, that's the. I'm sorry, that's the
Street.
yeah,
Street name.
Tim Pitch. Yeah,
But they call it the,
TMP?
PAIGE.
they call it the residential center. And the $250,000 check is written on October 24th, 2013. And the beginning of this lease is November 1st. So it doesn't make any sense.
Is it 2.25 million purchase? Is that the
Yeah,
deal?
2.2, 2.5. Yeah,
2.5?
He's so confident too.
2.2, 2.5, 2.25. Which is it?
Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, tang, walla, walla, bing, bang.
Is he going to do the hand jive next? Like, what's happening here? This is too much.
So you put $250,000 down and then signed a lease saying you'd pay $6,500 a month more beginning right then and through January 1st, 2016, which is less, it's 10 months, 11 months away.
yeah.
So what
That's
happens
the
then?
that's the interest rate on the home actually.
$6,500 a month is the interest rate you're paying?
On a well, that's what he was paying on that property on a $2 million loan against it, and I think he pays $5,000, and the other $1,500 was for the taxes. So that's just the 3% interest rate I think Bank of America locked him into. So we're us starting to take over the home and show earnest money to purchase it. We took over also the interest payments a month.
Who
I just
provided this
associated.
lease
That means he's
for you to sign?
bullshitting big
You
time.
signed it, didn't you?
I think I probably did, yeah.
Oh my!
Yeah, so
Who provided it?
Harold and his lawyer.
And who represented you?
Me,
Well, I have
Michelle.
a lawyer who's, we just actually had a meeting with him, and one of the things he did put in the contract that he forgot to mention was
In the contract,
that was a down payment, which is supposed to be in there, of course.
She didn't ask you all that. She asked you who's representing you. That's a name.
Then go to the right people and find out what you need to
Well,
know.
see, that's what my concern is.
Okay.
he's getting an attitude now.
He's getting real indignant. I'm telling you, Satan activated the indignity button because here he goes.
I wonder if he's gonna start glitching too, like NK did.
Debbie Frazier gives 1.1 million, and then you go put $250,000 as a down payment that's not reflected anywhere.
But that
and it
don't
looks
have
like
to be
you-
her
hold
money.
on,
We
hold
had
on.
other
Sir,
large
I'm not through.
contributors.
You have other large contributors that year that were over $1 million?
Well, they gave it in collectibles, but I raised that money on the road as much as she gave as well that year. That was a high year for us. But
Because
I'm telling
she was
you,
the big donor.
So don't look and say that that's her money, because that money could have come from other parts of the money that came in that year too. So don't do
But
that.
don't you have an obligation to behave responsibly with these
That
donations?
is responsible.
Show me
investing.
where.
You
Excuse
can't
me. Show me
do it
where
by
the
that.
$250,000 down payment and the rent to own comes in.
Well, I'd rather you get the information from Michelle,
Michelle.
because the way you're making this look is not, this is responsible. You probably don't have everything you need to see here. Maybe you don't have enough documents. But I know what we did. I signed this. I remember that. And I'm a very wise businessman, so.
Because it would be in direct conflict with what you've told me is your intent.
He's a very wise businessman.
Are you now? You can't remember a dependent that you claimed on your income tax. You get days of the week confused, years confused, people confused, procedures confused. The only person in your whole ass organization that knows anything is Michelle. But you're a wise businessman. Okay. Sure, Jan.
Well,
It didn't get reflected in this document that you signed.
you
at
can
the
say
same
whatever
time.
you want. You know, you can lie and do whatever you want. But
Sir, I'm not lying. That's a document
are.
you provided.
well, your opinion is a lie. You know.
Dr. B, whenever I don't agree
have-
with you from now on, I'm going to get when I get spicy with you, that's what I'm going to say to you. Your opinion is a lie.
All right. Well, I'm gonna be like, ex Michelle. And Michelle literally is our knowledge vault. Like, if you need any
She
let's
really
say,
is.
like early Watts stuff, like everything. She knows everything.
And her
So,
voice is the best.
and she sees the best in all people. So,
Exactly. I wish she was here right now because I need to hear one positive thing about the apostle here. Because this is, oh my heavens. This is a mess.
we mentioned Michelle last time too. We must have had a
Mhm.
premonition because last time we were talking about Michelle when she says 5-hour live. Who's got time for that?
Oh,
Well,
Michelle.
I'll tell you who's got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Total proof of all of this. So it's nothing.
And you'll provide it, is that your, Mr.
Total
Potts?
proof, of course.
So when people are going to donate money, do you say we want to buy a $2.5 million house and that's why we need it? Do you give them any kind of notice of what your game plan is for buying?
No, actually, I'm very transparent with the people, with the money. They know how much comes in. I tell them, and how much we
What
raise.
people are you
knows.
referring
The
to?
people, when I'm in front of them, I share with them the money that comes in and what we're using it for. And I'm
Did you
basically
disclose that it was going for this $2.5 million house?
no, because I don't have to share that. But what I do share with them is our discussions with the banks, where we was trying to get a loan from the bank for about 2 years, and we were turned down by 15. And so,
So you wanted more money?
they want to,
You were turned down by 15 banks?
because they don't give money to, in this economy,
To
they weren't
scammers?
giving money to nonprofits or churches. They don't want to do that. So we're trying to
Wait a minute.
find
Wait a
out,
minute.
you know, what.
Banks do too give money in that economy to churches. They don't want to give money to your church because your documents are not correct and they're shady. Don't say all churches, okay? Because I promise you, they do loan money to churches. They won't loan money. How do you get turned down by 15 banks?
I didn't even realize there were that many banks. In the
I mean,
first place.
what are you just going down? You look up B for bank in the yellow pages. You just start at A and go all the way through the list. 15.
Oh,
There's only 26 letters in the alphabet.
he's about halfway there.
would be their road of integrity to show them earnestly. And so they
You keep
said it would be
saying
good if we had
earnestly.
purchased property and things that showed equity. And that's one of the reasons why the ministry purchased that home, is to start creating a bigger portfolio before the banks. So
You
Wait
didn't
a minute.
accomplish that by that document.
They don't have. Where does he minister out of?
Oh, he'll
tent?
get to that. No, it's
Is it a
actually
building?
on
is
a
it a building?
laptop. He's remote.
Shut the entire front door.
No, he does
He
have a
is
building.
on. Okay, he has a building that he ministers out of.
Mm-hmm. But they also live stream.
Okay, but he has a building.
Yes,
So
but that
how does
is
he not have
also
equity?
owned by other people that they allowed to use.
Oh Jesus, fuck! I can't.
we did. You just don't.
This is
have
why your
everything
ass got
here.
turned down by
So
15 banks.
You can keep your opinion.
You can keep your opinion.
So you don't
Dr.
tell
B,
them that you're buying.
I can keep it.
not only is your opinion a
It's a
lie,
lie.
you
But I
keep your opinion. You can keep your opinion.
Okay,
I-
Apostle says what turned down a $2.5 million mansion to a TV media church who take a perfectly good car, cut it in half, and turn it into a limo as a good asset. The building is in Michigan. That's right. He did buy a Mercedes limo and had it customized, cut in half, and turned into
In the house.
or a
You
Mercedes.
just say we need more
turned
money to
into a
show the
limo.
bank we can borrow more money.
For the special
Yeah,
Instead
share
of
with
just
them
buying
about
a limo?
purchasing real estate and just things like that.
But
Things
you-
that the ministry needs to do to become strong before the bank.
All right, so you don't say we just put a $250,000 down payment
Oh yeah, I have shared that with them.
on stage in your group?
Yeah, I have shared that. Yeah.
I thought you just said I don't have to share with the people. I wrote that down.
It was the context you said it in at that time. But you asked me now, did I share it with them? I said I did. I have. I'm very open about that.
All right, on March 17th, 2014, there was a check to Hope Jones and Associates for $7,500 as a retainer. What was that for?
That was concerning. They are they're the ones that's basically doing the bank hunting and that kind of thing
The
for
bank
us.
hunting.
Or I don't know what to call
Is it for
They're-
sport? Or what's happening here? Bank
Wait,
hunting.
he
I'm
was
putting that
hunting-
on my resume.
Out of season.
I don't know the
I,
legal
this is ludicrous.
word to call it, but they're consultants and they have connections
There's
with
the
the
demon.
banks and VIPs. So
With banks and VIPs? You have to answer yes or no.
yes,
So you're using them to do what?
to actually find a bank that would give us a loan so that we don't have to keep using our cash
For what?
for ministry.
You want to take out a loan to conduct the ministry?
No, to build what we need.
What is it you're building?
I mean, we have other things we need to do: television, TV studio, TV, media, everything.
TV.
So it takes money to do that.
So you don't want to have to keep using your cash for that.
Right.
You can go on
The
YouTube for
cash
free
that comes in the collection plate,
Yes.
bucket.
in a bucket.
Is using the cash,
Envelope.
yes, of the ministry. It's hard.
What should the cash for the ministry be used for?
Well, we want to be wise stewards with what God give us in the collection plate. So to keep just spending raw cash to purchase everything, it's hard. So we're trying to develop a stronger relationship with the banks to front us money so that we can
Front
be a
us
more
money.
wiser investor with what we have.
Do you think it's
Be a
better
more
to take out
wiser.
a loan than to pay for it as you go?
I thought he was already a wise
Well,
businessman.
eventually it gets very hard. I mean, I think
He
it's
wants to
good
be
you
more
pay
wiser.
for everything cash as you start out and build a foundation. But if you're going to do bigger things, you need a financial institution to help front money. So it's
And then-
wiser.
Okay. Financial
wiser.
institutions don't front money. Okay. That's what that's your loan shark buddy down the street. That's who fronts money. Okay. Financial institutions lend money.
Thank you for that counsel.
This is how you know that his whole operation is shady AF. The words that he uses. He's a
Yes.
hustler.
Mm-hmm. Every day I'm hustling.
Then you don't use your cash to pay the mortgage?
I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
Well, if they give you a loan, it's going to be a loan, right? And you have to pay it.
Yes, but
Okay.
that gives us time. It's about time and raising more finance through time.
Are
So
people
it's-
buying this?
He's talking about time like Jody Arias. Like, can you
yeah.
take a piece of my hair and like measure time?
just
my
don't- I mean,
God.
large corporations do this, so
They
I'm
measure
sure you know
time.
what that is.
And you compare yourself to a large corporation?
Well, that's not the point. The point is about wisdom. how money is used in a wise way to build.
Do you have a financial consultant?
Yes,
Who
they
is
are
that?
financial consultants.
That's who they are.
Yes.
He's had it.
He just did the CeeLo Green. I'm so tired of your ass. Oh, I really
And
hate
then
your ass
April
side. That's what
29th,
he did.
2014 and May 8th,
Oh
2014,
God, he's
JMMI
like,
paid.
oh hell no.
He
There
did
she
the
goes
whole,
again.
oh God, she's asking another question. Will somebody get this bitch?
He's not even trying to hide his body language at this point. At this
Mm-mm.
point, he's intentionally sassy.
Over
Yes.
$6,000 for pool repairs. Where would that have been done?
That was at the home.
What home?
The home that we purchased, the ministry purchased.
The residential center.
The residential center.
And so you had to pay $6,000 for the pool?
Yeah, some things were broken there, so need to replace some things.
Even though you're leasing that home.
No, we're purchasing the home. We're purchasing it.
Do you have a deed?
No, I don't think so. We're purchasing the home.
Then you would have a deed. Okay.
So did you tell the donors that you were going to spend $6,000 of it, their donations to fix the pool?
That's not how that works.
No,
Oh.
it doesn't.
No,
Yeah, you don't.
we
tell
don't have
them.
to tell them.
Look at his
We have
face.
to tell them every penny we fucking spend. What's wrong with you, lady?
Yeah.
all
I
those
refer them
details,
and
but
you to Michelle.
Yes.
if we purchase something that the ministry is going to own, we believe in keeping it up in excellence. So if something is broken, we need to fix it.
You're broken. They gonna fix you?
All right, let me skip forward a little bit because this is
That's the only one I have for now.
That's the only one you know for now. Okay, and when you say a high-profile guest, you said politicians.
oh, this is
Put
the
down the other 250, and he's the lawyer that we hired.
this is when he talks about the limo.
The Bentley in St.
Understand that they are volunteers and they're here to help, but they are really greatly blessed
I think
through this
so.
ministry.
He still ministers,
They're not
yeah.
being misused like you're trying to assume.
No, I actually am. What do you mean greatly blessed through the ministry?
I mean, they're compensated, so
Okay, that's what I'm
in
asking.
their own way.
How?
In their
How do you
own way.
compensate?
Well,
Spiritually.
I can't
Compensate in their
tell
own
you-
way. What does
I
that
can't-
mean?
I can't tell you that money is always the best compensation.
Okay, just
Other things.
Tell me
happen, so-
what they are.
Well, they're
I prefer
getting
to be
blessed through
compensated in
the
money. That's the best thing. Call me a heathen, okay? But I prefer to be blessed with cash, money.
ministry and the work of what we're doing. So, their families and their lives. So,
So they're blessed, and that's their compensation.
it could be one of them.
What
One
would
of
be
them.
another one?
I don't know any other at this time.
But you're saying you don't give them money.
Yeah, they're not on a salary, if that's what you're saying.
No, are they given any money?
No, they are a part of the ministry, and they do benefit from being around and being in different events and things we do that blesses them and their family. So they're appreciative of that. It's something that you may not.
So basically, if you donate, he gives you a shout out in his prayer.
Wondering
for.
who
Do you
Well, they
bless
pay
them
their
with
own bills.
snacks?
You gotta
they're
ask them.
volunteering all day.
I'm
You
in
gotta
that
ask
case.
them.
Yeah, me too.
they're
Like, are
blessed
you going to bless me
from the
with
ministry
snacks?
somehow.
Are you
You
going
gotta
to,
ask
is
them.
lunch
That's their
provided?
life.
The three cars that we've talked about, in whose name are the titles?
They're in the ministry name.
They're all in JMMI.
I think everything except the Bentley.
Whose name is the Bentley in?
It's in DeWin McDill.
I'm sorry?
DeWin McDill.
I need you to spell that.
DEWINN.
DeWin,
Yes, McDill.
spell the last name? Is it a person?
Yeah.
What's the last name?
MCDILL.
DeWin McDill. And who is
if I'm
he?
not mistaken. He's one of the pastors in Montana that's in our organization.
Pastors in Montana? And he lets you keep the Bentley in St. Louis?
Yes.
Oh, we should do.
And who is
NK
authorized to
part
drive
two.
that car?
A driver,
Okay.
anybody in the ministry, that's one of my drivers.
I have a question, just from a, you minister to the poor and the sick and all that. Isn't it a little offensive to be driving around in a Bentley and a Mercedes to people that really, are impoverished and sick and ill and AIDS and drug rehab? Isn't it a little offensive to sort of being show placing what you have?
Well,
I think she
well,
meant
I don't,
showboating, but we'll let that go.
show place to people, and I'm not
Well,
in
Bentley.
that car. You don't see me driving around in that car every day. I don't do that.
But it's in
You
the
know.
ministry. Everybody
No.
in the ministry sees you. You said you drive it.
I haven't before. You just asked me have I drove it, but it ain't something I drive every day or even every year. I don't do that. I have drivers who pick up my guests, my high-profile guests, politicians, pastors,
Strippers.
Who is
Oh,
a high
celebrities.
profile?
Well, I mean, Jesus did minister to the prostitutes. So, okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense.
High
Movie
profile
stars.
movie stars.
Movie
Who would the movie
stars.
stars be?
Just different ones.
Well, name a couple.
I can name one, Richard T. Jones.
Richard.
Who?
I'm not familiar with him. Richard T. Jones is a movie star.
Yeah.
What about another
Oh, good night, Stephanie. It
Good
was so nice
night.
to see you.
Thanks for coming.
Yes.
one?
That's the only one I have for now.
That's the only one you know for now. Okay, and when you say a high profile guest, you said politicians.
Yeah, but if
Who
it's
would
a
that-
politician, if there would be
Name a couple
one.
of those.
I used to, Gil, he used to, but he's not no more. He's out of office now, but
Out of office.
Who's
he
Gil?
used to be the
Ex
the
Michelle.
Secretary of Agriculture in that place,
The Secretary of
Capitol.
Agriculture.
Secretary of Agriculture.
Yeah.
You picked up in a Bentley from
No,
the
I
airport.
didn't say I did that, but
He
it
came.
would be people who I would know like that.
Okay, give me a couple names that you'd need a Bentley to drive around with.
Well, I can't give you that.
You
I
can't.
don't know.
But do you see my point that people that are suffering and giving you whatever their last dime is and in donations and drug habits, to have them see you drive around your high-profile guests in a Bentley or Mercedes might be offensive and hurtful even.
It could be offensive if they didn't know my life.
Oh,
but
Stephanie,
they know
thank
my
you. You're
life.
so
It
sweet.
would be offensive to someone like you who's trying to make it bad.
Thank you.
But
So it's
because your
important you have a
attitude,
Bentley.
it ain't really important. That don't make me.
Okay.
Okay.
Then you also have a Land Rover that you lease.
Oh, he's stretching now.
Range Rover.
Range Rover.
Yes.
Oh!
It's a Range Rover.
Which is the better one? I don't even know.
I don't know.
Yes, you do
just
too. No, stop playing with these folks.
Yeah, he knows. Oh, he knows.
Ours. So
All right, then there's a series of documents that total almost $50,000 to limo land in 2013 and 14. You have to answer yes instead
yes.
of- Okay.
Now, I already
Let's
told
mark
you I'm
these.
not good with names and dates, so I don't know where you're going with this, lawyer lady.
I asked earlier, and there were 2 exhibits marked the first half. Do you want to start with 3, or do you want to?
I'll show you that.
You won't even look.
Oh, the demon.
The market is 3.
Here comes the audacity.
Brace yourself.
Ask
She's
you to
going
identify
for the
this came from
jugular.
Joshua Media Ministries, did it not?
Yes.
Okay, and it deals with October 1st to October 31st.
Okay.
Could you acknowledge that on the top?
Yes.
Okay. October 9th, 2013, there was $10,000 paid to Limo Land,
Yes.
and that's in St. Louis?
No, that should be in Springfield. Oh, not Springfield, Missouri, but in Missouri somewhere.
Oh, somewhere in the whole state of Missouri. Okay.
Somewhere. So while he tells the story of the Mercedes limo, I'm going to mute myself for a second and I'm going to need to take Miss Stella down for a bit, but I'll be right back. So
Okay. I got you.
thank you.
You're
It's not
welcome.
in St. Louis.
But it's in
It's in Missouri.
the state of Missouri. You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, what was that for?
That was to cut the Mercedes into a limo.
It was to cut the Mercedes,
Into a limo.
and who needs that?
Me?
No, that's for guests.
It's for guests, and for you,
It's mostly
when
for
you're
guests.
entertaining guests?
Yes.
When you're entertaining.
Well, I'm not. When we have guests come in, high-profile people,
That you can't name.
You have to have a
treat them
limo.
that way. Don't have to have a limo, but
In a
We-
Mercedes limo.
we treat them.
You treat them?
I said that we have hospitality. Maybe that's a better word.
You mean you're hospitable?
Okay, then,
And this is not the first one the ministry's had. We
Oh,
had
not the
another
first.
Mercedes limousine. Yes.
Oh, that makes
So
it better.
what
this
happened to
is-
that?
Okay.
What happened to that one?
I gave up everything so that I could do ministry on a higher level.
You gave up everything. You have to answer yes or no.
Yes.
What does that mean, you gave up everything?
Well, you know,
Yes.
I didn't have to, but I voluntarily reduced my whole life so that I could, that was in 2005 to 2007, so that I could,
About the time you filed bankruptcy?
well, I had to because of me trying to give up the home and some other stuff I shared with
What do you
David.
mean- What do you mean, me trying to give up the home?
Well, I mean, basically
You went bankrupt?
well, not really.
Not really?
That was
Not really. You filed bankruptcy.
But you
do
filed for
something.
bankruptcy and were
Yeah,
adjudicated
but-
a bankrupt?
Yeah, but
Okay.
it's just bad advice.
So you call giving up
that.
everything, buying a 2.5 million house and having a Bentley and a Mercedes
No,
and a
it was-
limo?
That was years ago. What I'm saying. So
What
what,
was
you're
years
trying
ago?
to say is you're not.
Well, tell me what was years ago. I don't understand.
I gave you the dates. The date. The
When you went
years,
bankrupt, about that
2005
time
to-
you decided to scale back. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but it wasn't. I didn't file bankruptcy because because of that. That wasn't the.
Well, no, you had
reason.
debt.
Well, yes.
You wanted to
because-
discharge debt.
Well, no, it just wasn't that, actually.
What
it
was it?
cutting back so that I could reach more people in the ministry.
Okay,
and
you're going to have
focus.
to explain to me how filing bankruptcy is cutting back so that you can...
I never said that.
hold-
You're
no,
putting
no.
words in my mouth. It's lying again. You
Can
know?
you read that back?
Yeah.
David,
Okay, where is that? All right, I just did...
She's lying, man.
Don't.
You know,
it's all I.
I understand.
Wait, I want to ask this one. So then you spent another $5,000. I'm looking for my note.
Play back, or are you gonna?
No, that's okay. I know what he said.
Okay, repeat that some before you start.
Okay. So you paid Limo Land almost $50,000 total,
Almost 50,000
and that was
To cut-
for what? To
I'm
make
back.
a limo.
to cut
Hi.
the Mercedes into a limo.
And
And
you
it
think that
became-
was a good use of the money that people donated to you in JMMI?
Well, I mean, the banks certainly have looked at that on our books as good because it has an appraisal value of almost 200K.
That's why they
Over
won't, that's why 15 of them turned you down for a home loan? Okay.
What year is the Mercedes?
I don't know. I forget what year that is.
So did you at all mention to Mrs. Fraser that when she gave you over $1 million that you were going to use almost $50,000 of ministry money to make a limo?
We didn't use her money to make a limo.
Did
We
you
had
tell
money
her?
beside her money. So
Yeah, but did you tell her that you were, going to use that ministry money for a limo?
again, I want to say to you, for the record, that
Oh,
her money was not used for.
that's
a
not what
limo.
she asked you.
We brought in way more money than just her
From donors.
donations.
Some donors.
It don't matter. The point is the ministry brought that in, and so you cannot tell us how we allocated that and use her money for that. So her money went into a whole system of things. So
But hold on. So, but you got this from donations, and you decided to use it to make a limo.
we really invested really good. The banks.
No, I'm
really
just
think
asking
that.
if that's what you did.
No, not the way you're saying it. It's you're
Oh, Lord.
fortifying forged.
Yeah, I have to fast forward this because it's excruciatingly painful to
I
watch.
just, I can't. I don't even have words. And y'all have sat with me through what number roast are we on? 3?
3.
I am rarely at a loss for words, but that I cannot handle. I mean, who's your banker? Is it the Bank of Pookie and them? Is that who your banker is? Because this would only make sense in I don't even understand this math.
Look, even Pookie and them are better at math and
I
bookkeeping.
feel like
You feel like what?
I feel I can't even. I'm stuck. Just go on without me because I'm not gonna make it.
Well, let's do. I fast forwarded a little bit. I think there's like 5 more minutes left. So let's just see
Okay.
how he wraps it up.
Right. Let's hear his final thoughts.
Let's go big or go
Stores in
home.
the United States.
Well,
So
how about
I'd just like to call your attention to that once you've
how
circled
about the
that.
Gucci store?
I'm going to tell you
August-
about Joe Banks.
No, I will get to that. August 2014, you went to the Gucci store in Troy and purchased something.
Yeah.
What
Like
would
I
that
say,
be?
it probably was a belt or maybe shoes. I don't
Belt
know.
or shoes?
But I don't usually buy my suits from these very expensive places. I just get the things that I invest in will last longer, like such as belts.
So you got to go
Or
to
shoes.
Gucci or places like that.
Well, no, I buy those things from there because they have a better TV appearance for the belt.
For
and
asking for money
shoe.
from the poor?
Oh, I mean, honestly, it ain't really like the way you're making it look. So,
Tell me how it is.
well, I mean, I don't think you want to hear what I need to tell
Well,
you.
it sounds like you have to drive Bentleys and limousines and
Dave?
wear Gucci
Dave, just answer. If there's a question asked of you,
to,
answer the question.
Okay.
The rest of it's just
Okay.
by play.
you
Okay.
like to look like money.
no, no, no. It's
You paid $1,000 to Monsieur Clothing in New York, and then another $715. Whose clothing was that for?
where's that now? I don't understand.
August 1st, October 28th. Total of over $1,700 to
receipts.
Monsieur Clothing in New York.
I'm not. I don't know about that.
All right, let's talk about
Is it-
Debbie Fraser and the payment of your legal fees.
Okay. Go ahead. What is that?
Debbie Fraser in any way whatsoever contribute to the payment of any of your legal fees?
Yes, but
Okay.
actually, I didn't know she had did that until afterwards. So.
What do you mean? When was it? Until
Do you hear him choking?
Yes.
Do you hear him choking?
He's choking on bullshit and lies. And here's the thing. I didn't know she had did that until afterwards. Well, let me ask you this. How did Miss Fraser come to know the attorney to which she should issue payment? Was that Michelle again?
Whoa.
Tell it, Stella. I feel exactly like you. This is bullshit.
Stella went to snatch some of the cat food, and the cat bitch slapped her, so Stella's salty now.
Stella, we've talked about this, babe. You got to do it on the low when the cat ain't looking.
Oh my gosh.
Stella, bless
that
her
is
little
hilarious.
heart.
Now she's over here acting like nothing happened.
No, she didn't
You don't
just
have to
bitch slap me. That's a whole lie, Mom.
Yeah.
If Debbie
Anything
Frazier,
related to his legal fees. How, what, amount, when, how. It's privilege.
I will ask the court about that because it's
I
not
think it is.
attorney-client privilege.
Once you start talking about how much, the nature of the engagement, dates and times and places, it's privilege.
Okay, here there
You can
is,
ask questions that are not related to what happens between him and his counsel or lawyers.
I'm not asking about it between him and
Yes, you are.
counsel.
You're getting-
No,
you're
no,
getting-
she's not.
right
There's
there.
a third party, and that's not covered under attorney-client privilege, which is exactly why she's asking it. So calm down, put your hair back, and let this fool answer.
Who paid it? Now, for example, August 27th,
You can say
2000.
if he knows that someone pay a sum certain on a date. If
Stella is a trauma dog.
he knows, if he doesn't know, then he can't answer the question.
Right. Well, what you said was,
Is he really acting like he's taking notes? Like,
Yes.
What could he possibly be writing down?
I have it's not going to be money-related, days of the week, names of people other than Michelle.
Don't forget to ask Michelle about the limo.
you didn't know it at the time, but you became aware of it later. Correct?
Do I answer?
That's
You
what he
answer that
said.
question.
Yes.
Yes, you can answer that
And
question.
what did you find out later?
Objection.
On what basis?
Privilege. Attorney-client
It's not.
I don't think it's an attorney.
I do.
Well, hold on.
privilege. That I really do.
Debbie,
She said, hold on, and I paused for some reason. I completely wormholed into a different universe.
Oh my, Dr. B.
Yeah.
Frazier.
No, what did he
I'm losing
determine
it.
about
He's
payment of his
completely-
attorney fees?
I'm asking him what he found out about Debbie Frazier.
What she told him, if she told him anything.
However,
Eh,
do you know that Debbie Frazier paid your attorney fees?
if you know.
Yes, I found out.
Yes, you found that out?
Who'd you find that out from?
$7,500?
I don't know exactly how much it was. But
Well, there's August 2014, there is a $7,500 deposit.
No,
Excuse me. Bitch, are you done? I got some shit to do. I got
you're cutting
places to
into
be.
nap time. Okay?
I
Can
got
we?
people to see.
I got to minister in my Gucci belt and my Monsieur suits to the poor. Let's go.
Come on.
And then in September
It's a
2000,
waste of money on those suits. It's very ill-fitting.
He looks like I don't know.
He looks
That-
like the penguin.
Yeah, I mean that button on his jacket has more strength than I will ever have.
I think
I
that button is stronger than his faith in God at this point.
fake lenses in there that are supposed to be able to let me do this. On the same day, in comes $7,500 and out goes $7,500, Frazier versus Frazier retainer fee for Hurt Schramm. So is it your understanding, and this is JMMI documents, that Debbie Frazier gave you the $7,500 or on your behalf?
not that I know of, no.
Well, what did you find out later?
I just found out that she paid for some legal fees for me to have an attorney. So that,
Is
I
that
mean, all
all?
the details I know. Yeah,
Would
that's all I
that
know.
be the Hurt Schramm people or some other lawsuit?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I
Well,
can't,
is there some other lawsuit you're involved in?
not that I know of, no.
Okay, so was it your understanding that Debbie Frazier paid your legal fees to Hurt Schramm as invoiced in and out on
Honestly,
the JMMI?
I don't know who it was given to. I just heard that it happened. So,
So this
you
poor
probably
woman is
wanna ask
also
Michelle
paying
then.
for his attorney.
When did you hear this?
I can't remember. I don't know exactly.
Who'd you
when.
hear it from?
Michelle?
Michelle shared it.
So Michelle told you that Debbie Frazier paid your legal fees.
Yeah.
And you see this here where it says $7,500 coming in,
Okay, I see that.
and on the same day,
What is this now? Is this, what
This is
account
from
this?
you. This is JMMI.
Oh, okay.
And then,
Colleen is fourth.
Disclose.
okay,
He's got to change the disc really quick so we can put his feelings on the record.
okay.
Disagree with kind of stuff.
We're going off the record. It is 4:30 p.m.
All right, that was
All
the
right.
apostle. So that was exhausting. It started off all fun and bubbly, but then I went down a wormhole, and I've watched him like 50 times. He's another one that you go to sleep with, just listening to him.
No, not that you go to sleep with. Are you sleeping with him?
You gotta ask Michelle. No. You really do. That's a Michelle question.
Oh my.
Yeah, so oh gosh. So that was fun. I could never get enough of him. He's just
Yeah,
my
because you're
God,
going to sleep with him.
Yeah.
Is he cuddly?
He's very fluffy. I
Is
can
he
tell
good at
you
sharing
that,
the blankets, or is he a blanket hog?
no, I can just tell you that the Gucci belts are the real deal because he doesn't have hair anywhere around where the belt goes. So that tells you that's authentic leather.
Oh my God. How does Stella
But-
feel about him? Let's ask Stella.
Stella right now is busy. She's licking
Stella?
her wounds.
Oh.
Well, she doesn't. No, she doesn't have wounds. I realize that doesn't sound right when
I know what you mean, though.
when you say it about an actual animal.
I mean, she was just in a brawl over cat food.
Yes.
It's possible she has some wounds,
I
maybe
will
they're
tell
just-
you.
emotional
That-
wounds.
I will tell you next week how Stella got her groove back. But yeah, so that was the apostle, ex Michelle, and we'll
Mhm.
wrap it up for the night because we're over
Yes.
2 hours. Thank you
Yes.
guys for being here with us. Thank you for the laughs, for the jokes, and we're gonna be getting together to think about who we're gonna roast next week because, quite frankly, the list is getting longer and longer. So we'll
It really
see.
is.
Yeah, and whatever suggestions you guys have, someone said they want to see another NK part 2, and I mean we know that there's plenty of material with her. So, but there's also
Absolutely.
there's other things that we're planning for next week. Actually, well, I'll just say whatever. We'll see if we can somehow roast the Lifetime movie without getting struck by the YouTube gods. So, because that movie is cringe, but it's also, funny. The
We do. I would love to do that.
It is
but-
cringe. Like,
You know how some people like to ruin the fun on the YouTubes by trying to get you for copyright.
yeah, but that's what we're working on in terms of, fair using the bitch. So I'm trying to.
Here comes Mama Bear with her. She's voted for Trent Bolt for the last ever.
Yeah, Trent Bolt.
I feel like
on
we
the
kind of
list.
owe it to Mama Bear for reals.
Yeah,
He's got to be like
oh, for sure.
soon for
But
her.
for his interrogation, obviously he's full of shit with Tammy and Coder. So how about we do his interview that he did instead?
We can do what? Yes. What do you
Because-
think, Mama Bear? We'll get with you and
Yeah.
you tell us.
Yeah,
This is-
because the interrogation, he speaks like this, and it's like, come on, Trent, you can bring it up. a
Come on,
little
we
bit."
know you got some sass in that ass.
Yes. So yeah, there's plenty of candidates for our roasts, for our Friday night roasts, but I don't know. This was a lot of fun. Like I'm really
It
starting to look.
was.
I'm really looking forward to Fridays now every week because it's like, oh, at least I know that no matter how bad this week is, Friday night is our night to just let loose. And yeah, we got plenty of candidates. So,
We sure do. We sure do.
yes, and then also
Thank you to everybody, and thank you to the mods,
yes,
and
our
thank you,
mod
Dr.
squad.
B.
Yes, thank you, Jen, of course, as always. And
Oh,
yeah, just before we log off, too, I want to say that in addition to our roasts, the 27-year anniversary is coming up of Kurt Cobain's death. So I have been working really hard on my Cobain episodes because I do want to dedicate kind of like the first week of April and just do the whole week on Kurt related stuff because just because.
yeah.
So that's the plan. But other than that, I got nothing. Except thank you. And we'll see you next week. Jen?
Thank you all. Be sure to check out Dr. B's episodes on Kurt Cobain if you haven't already. They're excellent. They have my both thumbs up, very enthusiastic thumbs up. She did an excellent job.
Thank you.
And that's all I got for now too.
Awesome. So with that, we're going to sign off and we'll see you guys soon. Good night.
Good night, everybody.